For today's lesson, the song choice isn't necessarily essential. You don't have to pick what I'm using. The main thing that you do need to pick when you're choosing a song is finding one that has this area right here, because this is where we're going to put our hot cues, and then also making sure the other song has somewhat of a large drop and maybe something like this. We're gonna evaluate these tracks and see what they got. The lesson is applying reverb, which is similar to echo, but more specifically, it makes the room sound like it's larger than it is. We're gonna apply the reverb using the pad FX. And we're gonna have to remember that it's this button right here. So the general practice for today is applying the reverb and then lowering the music and transitioning into another song and transitioning also into the drop of the other song. So you can do two different things. You can start the reverb at the end of the first song and lead into the next song, or we can have, like I'm going to be showing, two songs playing simultaneously and you're transitioning into the second song while you're reverb first, then lowering the volume of the first song and starting the as the second song drop hits is when this will be at the lowest, and you will only be able to hear the second song. So let's find where in these songs we want to use this. So let's see here. Okay, so that's so that's a nice little drop there. So we'll put a hot cue here to remind us. Okay. So we're gonna have like we'll do something where we'll reverb like let's see, where are we gonna reverb? What am I supposed to? I kind of like where it says what am I supposed to, and having that what am I be the part that we're reverbing, or the start of the reverb. Let's do like second hot cue here. Actually, let's turn these off and we'll start our first one here so it's a little chronological. Yeah, we'll cut off there. So that'll be our second reminder. And then let's play this second track and see. Maybe we'll start it like with this chorus here. Yeah, we'll make that our first hot cue. So you could theoretically not even play them both simultaneously and then just hot cue as soon as like this is all the way down. But we'll play them at the same time. Let's see where we want to start. We're also going to beat sync so we make sure that we're equal in our BPM. We want to line up this outro with also this bookmark here. So let's do a fourth hot cue that just like tells us that. Let's start here. And we don't need our hot we don't need our hot cues anymore. So we're gonna have the reverb going. And again, it's this button right here. And let's go. I like how that sounded. See how that sounds a little bit worse? Anyways, you see how that sounds a little worse? It's not as, doesn't flow as well. Let's compare what the reverb sounds like when we use it and we decrease the volume immediately after, and then let's see without the reverb how it sounds. So we'll do without the reverb first. So it's boring. That's really boring. So now we're gonna add the reverb. And again, make sure you go to the pad FX. So now let's hear it with the reverb and lowering the volume while applying the reverb. And go. I'll show it one more time. Let's do it one more time. And bada bing bada. Boom. And you can still hear the reverb going. It lasts a while, but anyways, that's the lesson. Is again, we're always reminding ourselves that we can use these hot cues to our advantage, not only to get back and practice quickly back to let's see, our starting point really, but also using them as a bookmark in knowing, okay, when it hits this is what we're gonna do. I was using it here to kind of line them up, and this is just for the practice. Today's lesson was focused around adding the reverb and then immediately cutting down the volume and transitioning into the next song while both songs were playing at the same time initially. You can also use it to go from one song to the next. You don't have to have them playing at the same time like we did in today's lesson. You can start all the way back here, and then you can start all the way back here, kind of drag this out, reverb like this part, and then you can start it like this. So we could go reverb here, and then make these high, and then so something like that.